Now, again, this is controversial, hot topic, taking partial profits. So
Yes.
would you be more profitable if you were to take all profit at 3R or get stopped? Or are you more profitable taking partial at each R multiple like you said we do?
Long term, I know
Yeah.
this is going to sound weird, but you are actually more or less the same or even sometimes better off taking partial profits.
Yeah.
Now, because I get a lot of questions about this, aren't you screwing up your returns by
Everybody asks this.
bagging it? But you can see here, this is what you're seeing up the top. That's based on all 230 trades, non-filtered. So partial profits, 104.5% return. Non-partial profits taking completely, taking the whole position off at 3R, 196. But I think me and Nelson were just talking about this before. It comes down to psychology. I'm happy taking smaller, consistent wins than, getting break even, stop loss, break even, stop loss. I'd rather take a little bit by little bit. It helps my psychology and helps me become a better trader because I'm, it's a little bit like it's a rewarding factor. You know what I mean? So I think a good example of this, because I'm locking my stop at 1R, price can just come back down sometimes, or if I'm locking my stop at 1R, price can sometimes come back and stop you out at break even. But because I'm taking profits off at 1.5R, if it comes back out and stops me off, I've bagged some of that trade.
You're already net positive on the thing no matter what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it's risk-free at that point too.
I definitely agree with you on the psychology stuff. Definitely.
Yeah. So that's how I see it. So if you look at this period here, if you're taking complete profits off at 3R, let's just go from over here. So you've had a 3% winner, and then you go from take a trade, break even, take a trade, break even, take a trade, break even, take a trade, break even. But if you look at after profits,
would be so frustrating.
Yeah, it would, because as day traders, we're at the screens, 2, 3, 4, 5 hours plus, depending on your trading session and how you trade. So when you're following a system like this and you can see taking partial profits, you're up 2.25%, great trade. And then you're up, 0.75. Okay. I was right in my analysis. I got bagged some profits and I got stopped out. That's okay. You come back the next day, break even, come back the next day, bag some profits, next day, break even, bag some profits. So
that whole mindset though, of like you just said, come back the next day, that's the key. And I think it goes back to what you said at the beginning, is that doing this testing makes you confident that you can come back the next day and find these type of trades still, 100%. But you have to have a system. And it's funny that we're doing this video now because Lindsay and I are planning out that webinar for the end of January. And what we're focused on in that is exactly this, that most traders don't have a system. And that's one main reason why they're not consistent. And then the second reason is that they break the system. They go off edge. But this testing, I think, should convince you, number one, if you don't have a system, that you need one. And number two, if you do have a system, why you shouldn't break the edge, because this testing shows you the long-term impacts of staying committed. And like you said, even just taking that small bag. Because how many people, even though it's a 12% difference, you're looking at 184.5 and 196, you're looking at 12%. At the point of making a 200% return over the course of, what is this, a year?
Almost 2 years.
2 years. So you're looking at
you got 2000, all of 2019, all of 2020 pretty much.
Yeah, so 2 years. So if you're looking at 2 years, 12% is not going to be make or break at this point. You know what I'm saying? So the psychological value that and I think you do too, Jerome, the value that we place on taking small bags, seeing that you win every day and that you don't lose money consistently, that has so much more value than the 12% extra return that you would get. 100%.
I'm not going to sit here and say my psychology is the best in trading. I'm human. We're not robots. We're going to make mistakes. And if you're going 2 weeks and you're getting break even, you're gonna start making mistakes. Emotions will creep in a little bit. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna take this trade. This one, you're gonna this is it. This is the one. It
happens, bro. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just gonna get frustrating. But if you have consistent winners, it's not enough to make your ego go crazy, but it's enough to be okay, cool. I'm getting rewarded for my process.
Exactly.
I'm making money. It's consistent. Small wins, but
I'm not losing money like the 90% of people that get into trading.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly.
So after doing all this, because this clearly has taken you hundreds of hours of time to put this together properly, what is the big takeaway for you that now people are watching this and they're going to go do their own testing and build their own spreadsheet? But what have you taken away from this that you now are going to go forward with, other than the confidence? Is there anything that stands out to you that's I'm never trading this, or I'm only like what?
Yeah, exact. So like you said, with the confidence, but also like look from 230 trades to about 40. Selectivity is, I think, the key with ASFX. When you come into the market and you know the ASFX, you will find signals present every single day, like the D1, D2, A1.
100%.
But like you always say, Austin, like every trade doesn't deserve our money.
Right.
And this is exactly a great example of saying that, because yeah, we can take every trade setup, but we got to put all these probabilities, all these parameters in our favor. And it definitely affects the outcome. And having that selectivity and being selective on the trades and not wanting to trade every day just for the purpose of trading, you can see the results speak for themselves. Like, this is mathematical. This is just,
You can't argue with this.
can't argue with it. You know
That's
what I mean?
it. Exactly. We both said it.
And
yep. Exactly.
doing the markups, like I still do the markups on these trades.
Right.
Like,
And you save them
these
there.
are the markups.
Right.
Like, they're in there.
Right.
So I can go back, I can check the markups, I can see how the trades performed and all that stuff. So yeah.